Tory Minnick has been shot and beaten to death with a claw hammer. Police originally suspected Tory's former fiancé and now secret lover, Cody Donaldson. But Cody had a rock-solid alibi, telling cops he was working at his job on a loading dock at the time of Tory's murder.
The investigators were able to confirm that through his employer as well as other employees.
And detectives were convinced Cody had nothing to do with the crime.
He was pretty quickly ruled out as a suspect.
So now they take a closer look at Erin Everett, Tory's fiancé, the third player in this love triangle, and the only one who was with her when she was murdered.
Hey Erin, how are you? How are you? Good.
This time, detectives have brought in Erin to the station, where she appears to be in shock, curled up under a blanket, shivering, as they question her about the story she'd told them at the scene of the crime. That Tory had been murdered by a masked intruder while she and Tory were asleep.
I heard the gunshots.
2 gunshots.
2, yes.
And unaware detectives have already ruled out Cody as a suspect, Erin trips herself up when she continues to point the finger of blame at her love rival.
Why do you think he may have been involved in this?
Because he didn't like her being with me. He knew that she was gay and he didn't like it, and he wanted her to move back in with him.
Detectives suddenly flip the switch on Erin, turning up the heat. They now suspect Erin is trying to frame Cody for a murder she committed herself.
This person that you're saying came into the house, it clearly did not happen like that, okay? Now, what we've established already is that you're not telling us the truth.
Detectives move in for the kill, telling Erin the crime scene evidence tells a different story than the lie she's telling them.
That did not happen, okay?
One of the biggest clues? A shattered window through which Erin says the intruder must have entered the house. But detectives have found it had actually been broken from the inside, not the outside.
Well, I don't think
Erin.
someone else came into the house.
Erin,
Yes.
listen, we're past that point now, okay? There's 3 people in this room, and all 3 of us know what happened to Tory, okay? We have all the pieces, we just can't put the puzzle together 100%.
Detectives urge Erin to tell them the truth.
If you're involved in this, we need you to tell us that right now, okay? What is your involvement in this?
I was just there. I was just laying in bed with her, that's all.
But after being confronted with more incriminating evidence, Erin finally cracks, confessing that she broke the window herself as part of her cover story for Tory's murder.
At what point did it get so bad that you had to shoot her?
Erin tells detectives she was heartbroken and insanely jealous after learning Tory was cheating on her with her ex, Cody.
And how did you know that she was still sleeping with Cody?
Because she told me.
But Erin says the breaking point came when she found texts between Tory and Cody revealing that the woman she loved was planning on leaving her to live with him.
What did you do?
I was just sitting downstairs, thinking.
Where were you sitting?
On the bed.
On the bed beside her while she was sleeping?
Yeah, she slept the whole time.
What were you thinking about?
Thinking about how much I wanted to be with her.
And that if she couldn't have Tory, nobody would.
So then you said that you went upstairs and got the gun?
Right.
A .357 Magnum from her father's gun collection.
Then I took it downstairs and I shot her once.
And where did you shoot her the first time?
In the head.
But Tory was still alive.
And then she was moaning, and then I shot her again.
And when she still didn't die, Erin says she picked up a claw hammer lying nearby to finish her off.
How many times did you hit her with a hammer?
I think twice.
And where did you hit her at?
Like in the face area.
Why'd you hit her with the hammer?
Because she was gurgling, and obviously she was suffering.
But detectives still haven't heard the full story. And to their own surprise, they'd learn there was a fourth player in this tragic love triangle. Bill Nair, who was engaged to one of Erin's cousins.
He told me how to load the gun, how to pull the trigger.
Erin tells detectives Nair had texted her shooting instructions, fully aware she had murder in mind.
Did he know that you were going to do it today?
Yeah,
And how did he know that?
because I told him yesterday that I was thinking about it.
And Nair admits it when detectives bring him to the station for a grilling.
So what you're telling me is you get numerous texts from Erin who says that she's going to shoot Tory, and you dismiss that.
Yes, sir.
Then you get more texts asking how to load a gun.
Yes, sir.
And instead of dismissing that or telling her, you know, maybe I'll think about it, your question is, well, what kind of gun is it? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So then you ask her to send you a picture of the gun.
Yes, sir.
But Nair claims he didn't believe Erin was serious until after she'd actually murdered Tory.
I swear to God, right hand up, I did not know she was really going to do it. I thought she was just and that was it.
Detectives don't buy it, but give Nair a choice.
You can either be a good witness or you can be a good suspect.
And when he agrees to testify against Erin in return for reduced charges, the prosecution believes it can prove Tory's killing was premeditated and convict Erin of first-degree murder, which carries the death penalty.
I remember saying, there is no way. And I just, started crying, and I thought I was going to throw up.
Nobody is more shocked than Erin's heartbroken mother, Patricia, who says she could never have imagined her very religious daughter committing such a heinous crime.
Erin is not capable of something like that. She's not. She's not an evil, mean person. She's not.
In fact, Erin's defense attorney, Brent Peck, would argue that Tory's killing was an uncharacteristic crime of passion.
I believe that it was premeditated, but I believe that that premeditation was a result of something outside of Erin Everett's control.
Peck would claim the savage murder was triggered by battered women's syndrome, that Erin had simply snapped after being emotionally and physically abused by Tory. But the judge rules there is insufficient evidence of abuse to introduce at her trial.
So we weren't permitted to present that testimony of the possibility that these syndromes did exist.
And Erin Everett would be convicted of the first-degree murder of Tory Minnick and sentenced to life without parole.
It's unfortunate, and it's sad for everybody that's involved. It's sad for both families who have suffered a loss here.
In a tragedy that Erin's mother says she will never fully understand.
How could this have happened? What could have got her to this point that she could have done something horrendous like this?
Erin Everett's attorneys have filed several appeals, but so far all have been denied. As for Bill Nair, the guy who gave Erin instructions on how to use a gun and turned prosecution witness, he was sentenced to time served, some 40 days in jail on conspiracy to commit homicide. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.